Most people never become who they are, not because they fail, not because they lack intelligence, but because they never remain long enough inside themselves to discover what is actually there. They live on the surface of their own lives, busy, distracted, functional, but inwardly unfinished. Nietzsche saw this coming. Near the end of his life, Nietzsche wrote something that unsettled many. He said that from his writings, a psychologist without equal speaks. This was not arrogance, it was diagnosis. Before him, philosophers spoke about truth, morality, reason. Nietzsche spoke about the human being as a living, conflicting, chaotic inner world. Psychology, as we know it today, did not yet exist. And Nietzsche stepped into that silence. But Nietzsche did not study the mind to explain it. He studied it to transform life. He rejected knowledge that merely informs. He wanted knowledge that sharpens, that strengthens, that reorganizes. Because knowledge that does not change how you live is decoration. This is why he asked a question that still unsettles people today. How does one become what one already is? Nietzsche believed the greatest obstacle to self-knowledge was not ignorance. It was fear. Fear of descending inward. Most people do not avoid truth. They avoid themselves. They stay busy. They stay entertained. They stay socially acceptable. Because going deeper means encountering contradiction, conflict, uncertainty, instincts that are not polite. Nietzsche called this descent dangerous, but necessary. He believed the human mind was not a single voice. It was a crowd, competing impulses, contradictory desires, ancient instincts living beside modern values, not harmony, tension. This is why he said, "We ourselves are a kind of chaos." Most people never organize this chaos. They suppress parts of themselves. They deny instincts. They borrow identities. But suppression does not create order. It creates fragility. What is denied does not disappear. It waits, and what waits long enough returns with force. Nietzsche did not believe in eliminating instincts. He believed in mastering them. He compared the inner world to a wild river. You do not destroy a river to avoid flooding. You channel it. You give it banks, direction, form. Otherwise, it destroys everything in its path. This includes what Nietzsche called the animal within: aggression, desire, ambition, dominance, sexual energy. Modern culture treats these as shameful. Nietzsche treated them as raw power, dangerous if ignored, a transformative if mastered. Most people do not lack potential. They lack the discipline to face it. But there was a deeper layer still. Nietzsche believed that within every person exists something unteachable, a core orientation, a personal fate, not chosen, discovered. He called it the granite foundation of the self. You cannot become anything you want, but you can become what you are built for. This is where most people fail. They try to invent themselves instead of uncovering themselves. They chase identities, labels, approval. But the self does not reveal itself through performance. It reveals itself under pressure. Nietzsche believed order only emerges when one force inside the psyche becomes dominant. Not through brute will, but through recognition. He called this the organizing idea, the ruling passion, the inner center. This organizing idea does not shout. It grows quietly. It reveals itself through repetition, through what you return to even when no one is watching, through what absorbs your energy without negotiation, through what survives fatigue. Most people miss it. because they never slow down long enough to notice what keeps returning. Without this inner center, life becomes reactive. You respond instead of direct. You adapt instead of shape. Nietzsche believed this was the tragedy of modern man, not weakness, fragmentation. To become whole, Nietzsche believed, one must impose form on chaos, not by denying parts of oneself, but by ordering them, making instincts serve direction, turning inner conflict into inner structure. This is what he meant by self-creation. And this path is not comfortable. Nietzsche never pretended it was. Descending inward can destabilize the unprepared. It can isolate. It can overwhelm. This is why not everyone is ready for it. But for those who feel restless, fragmented, internally divided, there is no alternative. Nietzsche admired Goethe for this reason. Goethe did not escape his chaos. He disciplined it. He shaped himself into a coherent whole, not by becoming moral, but by becoming integrated. Modern psychology would later echo this. Jung, Freud, Adler, all built frameworks around conflicts Nietzsche named first. But Nietzsche was not diagnosing illness. He was diagnosing potential. He believed that most suffering comes not from pain, but from wasted force, unused instinct, unintegrated drives, energy without direction. This is why modern people feel exhausted despite comfort, empty despite stimulation. To become who you are does not mean becoming peaceful. It means becoming aligned. It means discovering what inside you demands expression and giving it form. This is not comfort, it is confrontation, and it does not end quickly. But Nietzsche believed only those who attempt it truly live. The rest merely exist. He once wrote something unsettling. Having the key to your chains does not mean my chains are the same. Nietzsche did not save himself, but he illuminated the path. And the path does not ask for imitation. It asks for courage to descend, to organize, to carry yourself, and to become what you already are.